priority at this stage, surely, for those who love the sports globally, would be this race for the ultimate prize. Now the regular season has gotten to the crescendo. What are you expecting as we head into the playoffs? Without any further ado, let's do house that do. And that's this Charlie just by my right side running things. And as we'll start with Rivers Hoopers. These guys have shown that they are stars, not in disguise, but they are the real deal, really, as they got, 4-2 over 6 games and are through to South Africa for the next level of the Basketball Africa League. How did it happen, man?
Under 20-point blowout victory over the same team they started with. It was the way it started that it ended. Beating Stade Malien 79-59. And that was how they won their 4th game, beating the 2 teams twice, but couldn't do it against the Egyptian. Should I call them champions? Yeah, champions as far as the Kalahari Conference is concerned, winning all 6. But I'm talking about the team that majorly concerns us as Nigerians, Rivers Hoopers. The Kingsmen tried as much as possible to be kings over other opponents, and they did it in style. Winning that one, like I said, by as much as 20 points. From the tip off, the Hoopers set the tone in that game. They controlled the tempo and also kept the Stade Malien team with within a particular zone, making sure that the defense was very much stifling and not allowing them go past them as easily as possible. And it made it really interesting when you check the lineup they brought up, and the likes of Kevin Amayo wasn't on the team. They said, okay, man, it's time for you to rest. Let's use the younger guys or the more less experienced guys. Remember, Kevin Amayo was the MVP in the Nigerian League the last time out, and he brought that same record in here. He's played some very lovely basketball, one of the highest point scorers in these Kalahari Conference generally. But give it to the Rivers Super side and all they were able to do in this particular game. Now, before this game, talk about the Rivers Super's bench that has the likes of Ebelofia, Michael Afuakpe, Onyebuchinwaiwo, Ifeanyi Koko Jr., and the likes. All of these guys put together could only make 32 points from their first 5 games from the bench. But just in one game, they made 33 points. That's how important they were in that 79 points that they scored to win this great game. And you must give it to Ofia, who replaced the MVP, Kevin Amayo, in the lineup, contributing 9 points to his name. Not too many of those points like you see in the NBA, 30, 40. Yes, you give it to Amayo and the likes who've been doing it. It's not like we've not had it in the league before. It's not like we still don't have it. But when you're playing in such a conference or such an exposure, it's sometimes limits you. You have to now fight your way through. You know, back then I used to talk about the likes of Azoma DK and all of these great players that did so well in the league. Stanley Gomot, they could score 20, 30. Even some of these boys you see I talk about now still do it. But when you're playing in front of the likes of Kevin Amayo and some of the top names who are doing it for the team, it limits your performance a bit. But I think they did a great job scoring 33 points in just one game. And it's about how much they are giving. But you must give kudos to Ogodaldo, the coach of the side, and how much he was able to allow those players to do their thing. David Ake, the Basketball Africa League Elevate player, also hit a 3-pointer. The first he was doing in this game. So there was a lot of great things that happened to the side as they moved on. All round, they won their games. But how they lost to the Al Ittihad side is still my biggest of concerns.
Well, I think it was also good that they lost so that they know they are not perfect.
Exactly.
To go higher. But like you mentioned, that final victory for them, 79-59 from that Kalahari Conference against Stade Malien. And they are through now to South Africa for the playoff rounds of this, where they will meet the creme de la creme, the very best from the rest of the continent for the ultimate prize for a competition that we love to call the Champions League of Basketball in Africa these days. So 6 games played by Rivers Hoopers, 4 wins, 2 losses, and they are in a good place. They were 3rd last year, the first Nigerian side ever to get to a medal placing in this competition. They got $50,000 for that, and they would love to go a step or 2 higher, potentially going all the way to win the title. So that's it as to Rivers Hoopers. When they return, we shall let you in on more around that side as they get ready for bigger fishes to fry in court on the bigger competition. Away from that, as you to what's up with the NBA, because
before the NBA, just to remind people that the next conference is also coming up, so we don't just leave Rivers Hoopers and not tell them about the next one, which is coming up on the 26th down to the 5th of May, 26th of April to be precise. That's the Sahara Conference, where you've got some also good sides. Petro de Luanda is the leading side in that one. US Monastir is also right there. Creole Star and SCVD. These are the 4 teams that will be playing in that one from the 26th of April. Make I not talk too much since you don't say make I watch time.
Next up now is the NBA, man.
Okay, if that's what you want to hear, I'm here to give it to you.
All right, sir. By the way, keep your thoughts coming through. How proud are you of Rivers Hoopers? We'll read your comments from Facebook, Nigeria Info Space 99.3. We're streaming live on that platform. Also enjoying at this time the opportunity of reading your thoughts via the WhatsApp portal, and hopefully we can pick one or two calls before the end of the show. It's courtside. Chuma Nazu in the studio, and it's everything basketball for you until 7:25.
Why people are happy with the courtside side, the River Supers. Not the same is happening with the Dub Nation at this point in time. The Golden State Warriors, how they were able to lose their last game. They were actually able. It's still a big question that remains to be answered. They had every opportunity. At a point in time, they were fifth on the log to finish in the top 6 and qualify straight up for the playoffs. But right now, they have actually not done it. They are going to be playing in the playing tournament. The same thing I was talking about last week.
Steph Curry, wait till I do now.
No, input Curry. That's all to know there.
They may not have too much time.
And you have to be the salt of the earth to be able to cook some kind of soup. Steph Curry has the whole salt. They cannot do it alone. He had 36 points in that game. But the son of Oliver the Coke, we should be playing Ibidi Kambiri at this point in time. I think you should look for that song.
Don't harden your heart, my brother. You're not Jaden.
James Harden did harden his heart. And this was a man who scored 12 of their overtime points to win the game for them. You know what it is to score 12 points? Shooting 3-pointers, hitting all the free throws, and putting the Golden State Warriors down at their own home ground, the Chase Center. A very painful one for every Golden State Warrior lover or supporter. But that man did it in style. 39 points for James Harden. He did it in some of the early games we saw in the NBA yesterday. Los Angeles Clippers won that game 124-119. They were tied at some point in time. It was very close from start to finish, and you thought the Warriors were going to nick it. And Kawhi Leonard also had that support to give it to the side. 33 points he added to his own name. Ivica Zubac, they've got a great side. They've won straight 8 games now.
Yeah.
And they just had to do all of this to qualify for the next round. They already know their opponent, Denver Nuggets. No style. So they moved from where they were to 5th position. I think they were 7th. Yeah, they were 7th, just behind the Lakers, behind Golden State Warriors. Now they were able to move up to 5th.
And it's something about Denver Nuggets, just to add to what you said. And football people can relate to these two, where you sack a coach and then the new guy that comes starts winning. Denver Nuggets, I know they had issues with their coach and general manager. New guy comes in, interim coach, 3 straight wins, and now they have qualified for the playoffs.
It's a big one for them.
If you don't coach me well, I'll sack you. The next coach will come and make me win trophies.
You've lost your job already. Steph Curry did a great job, like I said. He scored 21 of those 36 points I told you about earlier from 3-pointers. 7 3-pointers in that game. He played all he could. We saw the best of Jimmy Butler also in that encounter. We saw the best of Draymond Green. But the question everybody's asking is, why don't you have a player like Jonathan Kuminga on court? He was fit for the game. I had to go check, is this man injured? And Steve Kerr just decided to keep him out. It's on top, and basketball pundits are already asking the question, why keep such a man? He has the athleticism. You need him. Yeah, Jimmy Butler has actually limited the play of the young man. He played up for the 7 games or so this season. He had a long-time injury layoff, Jonathan Kuminga, the Congolese. But in the end, couldn't play this game. And I think one of the reasons they lost that game is because he didn't feature. And you just wonder why Steve Kerr chose to leave him out completely. You hardly see that in basketball. They know the bench player like that. If he did bench play, come out, enter, come out. But this one, Baba just said, now that bench should go sit down till this game finish. And he actually is regretting it at this point. I just hope he doesn't take it personal when they go into the playing tournament, which I'll be giving you the fixtures in a bit. I wouldn't talk too much of the other games. I'll just give you the results. But another very important game was the one that got to do with the Denver Nuggets, like I mentioned earlier. They needed to win that game, and it's just the best time to have Jamal Murray back, one of their best players. He did wonders in that encounter as they went on to win a game that you should have expected them to win normally. But I tell you, they've been dropping points recently, but they beat the Houston Rockets, another top encounter. Michael Porter Jr. scored 19, Nikola Jokic and Aaron Gordon finished with 18 apiece. They didn't stress themselves too much. They know they are through to the playoffs, but they needed to win that one, and Jamal Murray came up and also did some good basketball to help the team play what they needed. Memphis Grizzlies is the team that will be playing against the Warriors. They actually won, but it wasn't enough to move into the top 6. They also finished 8. And that 8, so 7 will be playing against 8. I'll just tell you more about that in a bit.
Okay.
Memphis Grizzlies beat the Dallas Mavericks 132-97. 2 of them will actually be in the plane. Dallas Mavericks have no feed one. And that big injury to their player, rather the loss of Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers really dropped them out. But whichever way, best of basketball has to be played. And just to run through the results of the other games before we tell you about the fixtures for Tuesday, which is actually Wednesday right here in Nigeria. We saw the Cleveland Cavaliers lose to the Indiana Pacers. 9 of their top players did not play in this one. 9 of their top scorers, Cleveland Cavaliers. They rested most of their players, Donovan Mitchell included. We hope he's back from injury before the playoff kick starts. They lost to the Indiana Pacers, who came back from 27 points. That's the highest the Indiana Pacers has done in their history. 27 points down, and they came back to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 126 to 118. Milwaukee Bucks.
Amazing.
Had to do it with Detroit Pistons 140 to 133. Both of them are playing in the playoffs. Boston Celtics will sure have the home court advantage. They'll be playing. They defeated the Charlotte Hornets 93 to 86. So how do you get the home court advantage? You have to finish in the top 4. Top 4 teams play. So it's the best of 7. So 7.
So you have one extra game.
Yeah, one extra
home.
game at home. Yeah, that's what.
If you guys get to game 7.
Exactly. So if they have to get to game 7, so people know they wait on. They'll beat you home and they win. So Miami Heat actually lost by just 1 point to Washington Wizards as they fought their way to see if they can qualify for the play-in. I'll tell you if they qualified or not. 118 to 119, they lost that one. Philadelphia, some success. Continue their free fall. 102 to 122. What a way to lose out. That man, Joel Embiid, didn't do them well. He should have just remained a Cameroon. Maybe that would have helped him. He would have just come back home to treat that injury once and for all. I don't know who injured pass inside him and maybe Kevin Durant. Wait a minute, this big boy name again. Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Those two guys, their injuries.
To hear that, guys. I will always do everything I can to come back fit. It's
not like your strength. Your strength. Let me continue before you go cut me out.
Rubber body. I still will cut you now because I'm still cutting you.
Okay,
on Facebook before you continue.
Okay.
People are speaking. Steven says Chuma and Azu looking fresh.
Thank you.
Sam Factor just says good evening. Shout out to you, Sam. Thank you. And Ima Ola says I meet Femi and the gang, and he's sending this from Ile-Ife. Also on Facebook, yeah. So you can also drop your comments too. You can speak about basketball, which is key for us right now. Facebook.com, of course, that's the website. So you go to the app itself, just search for Nigeria Info space 99.3. Nigeria Info space.
Chuma, tell me how many minutes I've got left.
You don't have minutes. Continue talking.
Okay. Oh, I love this.
My friend, you have just 6 minutes.
Oh, my Lord.
Portland
Trail Blazers had a blowout victory over the LA Lakers. LA Lakers know, so they don't finish for top 3 now, so they've misbehaved. So it was a 109-81 victory for the Portland Trail Blazers in that one. I would have gone deep into it, but no time. Minnesota Timberwolves also defeated Utah Jazz 116 to 105. These Utah Jazz need to change their babalawo.
Their Jazz no they work.
As in, no, the way the last 2 seasons have not been the best for them. OKC, I don't win this Western Conference. But I know go see agree. Beating Pelicans by 115 to 100. I know one man is fighting for something, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Surely is surely the best top scorer in the regular season. I've got to tell you all of those stats in a bit. If Chuma no push me come up for studio. Sacramento Kings defeated the Phoenix Suns 109 to 98. Where is Kevin Durant when you need him? That man is out for the season. And you saw the Spurs without Victor Wembanyama. If they had picked up this form earlier with the likes of Amoshkashvili, maybe they would have been able to qualify for the playoff spot. Some painfully for them, they will not be there. It was a 125-118 victory over the Toronto Raptors. Now, playing tournament is ready. I told you earlier in this conference, we already knew the top last 4 teams that will play in it already. Orlando Magic will play against the Atlanta Hawks, and Chicago Bulls play against the Miami Heat. That's 7 and 8 against 7 plays against 8, 9 plays against 10, and that's the same thing for the Western Conference. We'll have Golden State Warriors against Memphis Grizzlies. It's going to be Ja Morant against Steph Curry. That's the battle, and it's a 1-game play. You win or you lose. No home and away in that one. So, like I said, there's always a home court advantage for the team that finishes above the other. So because the Warriors finished 7th, for example, they'll be at home against the Grizzlies. But I think their away form has even been better than their home in the last couple of games. Hopefully they don't lose again as they did against the Clippers. Sacramento Kings play against the Dallas Mavericks, 9 against 10. Dallas Mavericks has got Kyrie Irving as one of their biggest misses. They just have to do what they have to do to get the victories that they need. Now, look at what's going to happen right now.
Yeah.
If 7 beats 8 and 9 beats 10, the 2 of them will now play. So the winner for 9 against, for example, Bulls and Heat are 9 and 10. If Chicago Bulls wins, they will play against the loser between the Orlando Magic and the Hawks. So Warriors against Grizzlies. The loser for 7 and 8 still has an opportunity to qualify for the playoffs. Okay. So he has to beat the team that wins.
They give me a double chance.
Yeah, a double chance. You get that kind of thing.
7th and 8th.
Exactly.
Okay,
so that's the way it is. So anybody who wins that one, games are played Wednesday and Thursday. Then the final game will be on Friday. Both of them will be playing on Friday. The time will be decided. I should be here on Monday to give you all of that. And that Saturday, playoff don't start. We'll know they waste time.
All right.
So by Saturday when I'll be here, all of the games would have been. I will have some playoff games. I'm already ready in that sense. Indiana Pacers will play against Bucks. I will have Denver Nuggets against the Clippers. So 1 against 8 is not fixed yet. You know, they have to wait for who qualifies in the top 8. But 4 and 5 is fixed, and 3 and 4 is also fixed. Lakers and Timberwolves are already fixed. They know they are playing against each other. New York Knicks against Detroit Pistons. That's a tough battle, already fixed. Boston Celtics, they don't know their opponent yet. Cleveland Cavaliers don't know their opponent yet. OKC don't know their opponent yet, and even the Houston Rockets don't know their opponent yet. And you must give it to that man who is the MVP for me of the season, the top scorer for the league, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He averaged 32.7 points per game.
All right, incredible stuff, really. That's the thing about this guy, you know, so much on his mind, so much knowledge somewhere around the place in his
I think I still have 5 minutes.
When he comes in, he just flows like rocky water without having to stutter. He has money at Gibraltar, you know. Even that's outside our hot, he's hotter now, you know. But quickly now, because we're into the playoff rounds, and also for the listener to come through, this is the stage of the season as an NBA fan where you're already thinking of the teams that you're going to be supporting to go for the ultimate prize, which is the title. They call themselves world champions when they win the NBA, but champions of America. I'm going to leave them so for now, okay? Now, the bookmakers are saying, Azu, that Oklahoma City Thunder and Boston Celtics, who are reigning champions, are the top 2 favorites for the title. Are you going for that or otherwise? Because I think that Cleveland Cavaliers, too, should be given some respect based on what we saw from them in the regular season. We have the phone lines also active with your thoughts, 0201-277-0993. That's the number you can call us. Do you know what to click? That green button. Let's check there. Your stuff small.
So you can take
okay, so 0201-277-0993. And for our female callers, 0201-465-7190. We have WhatsApp too, and we're streaming live on Facebook. Yes, sir.
Hello, good evening, gentlemen in the house.
Good evening to you. Welcome.
Yeah, this is Godwin from Malta.
Okay, Godwin.
In fact, I'm very, very happy that Lakers will not be that they won't be playing with Golden State Warriors.
Right.
In fact, I'm telling you the truth. I prefer playing Minnesota Timberwolves than Golden State Warriors.
Really?
In fact, when I saw, it's only the ants. The ant. I don't have problem with the ant. That is Anthony Edwards. Playing with Jimmy Butler. No. I'm just so happy. Thank you, guys.
I'm happy for you too, man. Thank you so much for your call. Nice to hear from you. So now the red button now. I'm giving you tutorials now.
This one easier.
You need to pay.
It's on a normal phone call.
Pay me for these things. You have an hour one, sir.
Okay.
You don't on phone call picker.
Have a good night, rest.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, what's your name, please?
I'm Dami calling from Ukorodu.
Welcome, Dami.
Please, I just want to know who Golden State are playing with.
Okay, so they are playing, like I mentioned earlier, they are just playing in the plane, not yet the conference. They are playing against Memphis Grizzlies. So they have to.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And also, this thing that they said that we should call their number. I've been trying to call the number since Saturday.
Okay.
The number was saying switched off.
Oh, sorry about that, my friend. Well, thank you so much for your call. It's really nice to have, a young guy who's talking about Golden State Warriors. Apparently, it could be the love for Steph Curry.
Exactly.
I mean, say Golden State Warriors get plenty fans. Another caller. They are in for you today.
I'm ready for them.
Hello.
Yeah, the Rhyme Master. Good evening.
We greet you especially. Azu is saying hi too.
Azu Bikon,
Ajay.
Well done, my brother. Thank God.
No search, Chuma. No search, Chuma. Most speak English. Most speak English. Chuma go to feel bad. Can you hear me?
You see?
Chuma, now you cuss.
You don't go scam now.
As you say, you didn't look your face for Facebook. You say no.
So 60 more seconds to wrap up courtside tonight. I was wondering this one, but Azu, I'm sure that at this stage you also love to share with me your favorites. Heading into the playoff rounds, even though we'll have the playoff playing first off. I'm thinking about playing tournaments. It feels like you're playing when we talk about the play-in tournament.
I think the bookmakers are strongly correct, but they are not 100%. You can, like you mentioned, Cleveland Cavaliers cannot be ruled out. Lakers cannot be ruled out. I saw what they did in the last part of the game, and it's not about who finishes first these days, especially when you have players like, you remember Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic came to join the Lakers during this season. Yeah. That's second half of the season, and that's a big addition to the side. Right? You understand? They have Austin Reeves, they got LeBron James, they got Luka Doncic, they've got Rui Hachimura. And these guys are enough. I would have added the Golden State Warriors to it, but their last set of games, looks like they're a bit tired, not being able to. But once they pick up again, they are a force to reckon with. But like they mentioned, it's a different ball game.
They're going for OKC and Boston Celtics.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think I might start. I should go for Lakers and the Boston Celtics in the final.
LeBron James is 40 years of age. I know the end is near as to his basketballing side. I would love him to win at least one more NBA title before he leaves. So
I want Steph Curry to win it.
I think I'm thinking of the LA Lakers too. Azu, thanks for coming through, bro.
Have a great night, Trust, bro.
We go jam.
I'll go meet you for a
Let's go for a commercial break. One return is going to be Game On with Femi and the Gang. All the exciting footballing action on the cards for you, including stories from tennis, athletics, and the likes.
You can't choose when you get sick.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.